Good afternoon. I'm still your girl, Itope, your girl and your friend. So last week was it late last week or earlier this week? There was a news about a 54-year-old woman that was called to bar. She was being beaten to death by her husband, a 54-year-old woman. So now, my own take is for a man to still beat a 54-year-old woman, that woman would have gone through so many horror stories, like so many horror past. Now may her soul rest in peace. Now let's talk about domestic violence. About domestic violence has no gender. Is The victim can be a male, the victim can be a female. And so many times you see people advising the victim to leave the marriage, to leave the relationship. Even I personally will advise the victim to leave. But one thing is, it is not easy, because I have like two or three people very close to me. I always advise people to leave anyway, but at a point I have like two or three people close to me going through is I can't even advise them. I can't advise them to leave. It was very very difficult. Like, I was feeling their pains, that when they leave, what next will happen. So I know it is not easy, but at some point we just have to think about it. If you are a victim of domestic violence, maybe your wife is beating you, your husband is beating you, even at the end, if you being the victim, for example, maybe when the man was beating you, you were trying to escape, and the man fell down and gave up the ghost. Even from there, you've become a murderer. Before you will have evidence that, okay, it was not the one, you were not the one beating him, he is the one beating you, you were just trying to protect your life, you were trying to escape. That was when he fell and gave up the ghost. Before you bring out that evidence, people would have announced it to the world that you murdered your husband. Then along the line, I met like two, or was it three, that were victim of domestic violence anyway, but they are still with their spouse. So two of them told me on different occasions that they have to fight for their own life, like fighting. Like, one of them was telling me that she has to threaten her husband, like, if you dare touch me this afternoon, like, I will beat you with this stick.